Hey guys, welcome to Whining with Omni, where we drink wine and occasionally find something this week to whine about. Sorry about the difficulties there. Had the wrong screen up. I was rushing because I was working on a video that I'm uploading right now to the channel, and it took me a little bit longer than I expected to actually get it edited and posted, so sorry for being a teeny bit late. How's everybody doing today? Sorry about the confusion with the overlay. Didn't realize I had it on the ending screen still for whatever reason. Favorite anime? Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. It used to be Dragon Ball Z for like the longest time, but I'd have to say, probably Full Metal Alchemist is probably my favorite anime. I would say Naruto, but I actually just prefer the manga over the anime because the anime just has way too much filler. So at a certain point, I just got more enjoyment out of reading it rather than watching it, except for the fights, excuse me. Except for the fights. Obviously, it was a lot more fun seeing those animated, but yeah, as talking strictly anime, I'm probably going to go with Full Metal Alchemist. Just finished watching 12 episodes of Superman and Lois. Gotta finish the rest of the season. Oh boy, the show is so good. Well, I can't wait to see how you feel about the last couple of episodes. I think it was a pretty solid first season, and I really can't wait to see how that whole thing evolves, and how they keep this going, and if they can kind of break that CW curse with the writing and all that jazz. So much hair. Yeah, it's a little out of control today. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Doing good. How are you? I'm doing all right. It's been a pretty weird week. I still don't have a car, so DoorDash is saving my life this week. Had some unexpected car troubles, so it's been in the shop most of the week, which hasn't been a problem throughout the week since I work from home right now anyway, with my company, so that hasn't hurt me, but I also at the same time haven't been able to go to the grocery store, so anytime I need some reserves or something, I'm having to call DoorDash to have them bring me stuff because I didn't expect it to take this long to get our car back. Kind of dumb. How about Boruto? Have you read that? I have. I'm like 2 or 3 chapters behind, I think. The last chapter I read was the one where Code woke up that new Kara member that can like seduce people just with her presence. That's like her power, is like people just automatically fall in love with her. Okay, yeah, that's as far as I got. I haven't got back to reading it. What's up, Chelsea? What's up, Joe? Larson, what's up? Hey there. Sat comfortably. Have my gin in hand as always. Good job, Mandy. I'm gonna have to try some gin. I have never tried. Actually, I don't think that I've ever tasted gin. I'll say my favorite episode is either 10 or 12. I don't really remember what happened in any specific episodes, so I don't know if I could say which one my favorite episode is right now, just off the top of my head. But let me pull a couple things up here and see if I can just kind of jog my memory a little bit. What's my job? I troubleshoot software, do like debugging, and try to do support for like a supply chain management software. It's fairly tedious work. Well, thank you, Juan. You gonna be watching Doctor Who in a month or so? I'll watch it, but I don't think I'm gonna react to it because I haven't been enjoying these seasons so far, and I don't feel like most people are. I mean, the last roundabout of them didn't really get too many views, and for those Doctor Who episodes, it's really kind of hard with the way that they're paced to trim it down so much. I don't know. I'm just not feeling much of it. You know, not any of Jodie Whittaker's fault. It's just the writing, the showrunner in general. It doesn't have any of that magic that I feel like it used to. I think the best thing about last season was Sacha Dhawan's take on the Master, which was a lot of fun. I really liked seeing him come into that role and what he did with it. I like that a lot. I just don't feel like the writings really allowed Jodie Whittaker to do much to shine on her own. And with the thick cast that we've had these past 2 seasons, and we did reduce it. We're down to 2 companions now for this next season, but I don't know. I think it's a little too late for me at the moment. I'm still gonna watch it, but we'll see. We'll see. Poolside check-in. Glad everything's okay. Well, I'm glad you're hanging out at the pool. I'm jealous. Send Mike some ping gen. Do it. Chapter now is beginning the time skip. We're getting closer and closer to that opening scene. See, that's got me intriguing. I really want to know how we get there and what's on the flip side of that, because the way it was framed, it might be completely different this time around, because it almost it opens like Kawaki is the villain, but I have a strong striking suspicion that maybe we're not understanding the full picture there and Boruto is actually the villain at that point, considering what's going on with him. That's my theory at the moment, at least. Not very fleshed out theory. And bro, that has to be one of the most animated, well-drawn anime in the manga. What, Boruto? Love the way that John Henry Irons brought back Clark in episode 12. Such a good scene. Yeah, that was strong. And I love that too, because it definitely plays up who John Henry is at his core. Like, if you expel the tragedy and all of that, you know, it really kind of plays to his character, grounds him, his humanity, and he was great. And his scenes all throughout the season have all been phenomenal. I think the acting in general from everybody in the show has been phenomenal, especially by CW standards. So yeah, he easily grew to be one of my favorite characters in the season too. Man, Titan season 3 is definitely better than what we got for seasons 1 and 2 so far. Can agree that they did rush a bit, but I'm loving it so far. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I did start to think that the little like Connor snapping at Gar was just a little but we'll see. We'll see, because it's just like, okay, ease back. Let's not lean into this, because it gave me some PTSD feels from the first 2 seasons. This was like, we're finally a team. Can we not do this right now? Please. I understand that you feel like you let everybody down, but let's not break up the team again. We just got here, guys. God damn it. But yeah, I'm definitely intrigued by the story so far. Not so much Jason Todd himself, but the Red Hood aspect of it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Well, it'll be all changed soon. Well, they'll both leave next year. There's 6-part story this season and then 3 specials. We'll see. That is true. Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker are both exiting this season, which Jodie Whittaker doesn't surprise me, because that sticks with the theme that no Doctor has stuck around longer than 3 series up to this point. I mean, it's just kind of tradition. Eccleston only had 1, but everybody after that has done 3. Tennant did 3. Smith did 3. Capaldi did 3. And now Whittaker did 3. I thought it just made sense. Some people were like, nah, she's going to be around longer than that or something like that. I was like, no, I mean, they kind of would have to stick with the tempo that they've made. So that makes sense. What I was surprised to read with that is Chibnall was leaving, which also just has me excited. I mean, he's written some good stories in Old Who, but they had a different showrunner kind of playing puppet master over him. So like, I don't know, like he running the show, it just feels too distant from Doctor Who. I don't know. Something about it too, I think that the new like improvements in like the camera work, the cinematography and all that makes it look more cinematic, but also makes it feel less Doctor Who. I think what I liked a lot about it before too was how it still looked a little campy, a little cheesy. It wasn't shot like a film or shot with these cinematic qualities in mind, and I liked that aesthetic to it. I like that kind of like hokey feeling that it used to have. It doesn't have that anymore either. So I wouldn't say any of these stories ever felt fun either. So it is what it is. There were some good ones in there. There are some good nuggets in there. The Rosa Parks episode was really good. But outside of a couple, it was just like most of the episodes just kind of felt like and it's not like it was like with the Peter Capaldi seasons. Like I feel like he didn't have these great sweeping stories or anything like that, but he as an actor elevated all of that material. Like his performances elevated it so much that it was never bothered that not a lot of the stories were ever that hard hitting, but that's just me. From Holy Parks to Adam Reiner said that Superman and Lois was going to be different, and we ended up including their roles. Definitely feeling uneasy about the possibility of no Kara in the Superman series. Superman and Lois series, does that allude to how Supergirl is going to end, like her being erased from existence? I don't think that's going to happen. I think that what all is going on in Superman and Lois is taking place within the time frame that she's in the Phantom Zone. Because if you go back to the John Diggle episode, that's the first episode in his arc. Even though airing wise, we saw that like his third appearance. The way it ties into his story, that is the beginning of his arc. That's where he's like, I don't want nothing to do with this world. I left it, blah, blah, blah. And then he gets his brain scanned at Gotham, and then he appears on the Flash. Because of Superman and Lois's 2 delays, that order, the release order, got thrown out of a whack. So his appearance is prior to the Batwoman appearance and chronologically before the Batwoman appearance and before the Flash appearance. So if that lines up with how Supergirl has been playing out as well, that would also have it be while Supergirl is in the Phantom Zone still. So that's my guess. That's my theory until they say otherwise, at least. Have I watched Pagey's new video? I don't watch a lot of his videos, but I have not seen his recent one, no. Just started the Dune book. When are you going to crack open those Lord of the Rings books? Well, I mean, I felt fitting. I started The Hobbit again, so I'm just starting from the beginning. Even though this is the only one I've read, I'm going to go ahead and go through all of them just from the beginning, just so I can have everything fresh in my mind. So I've started, and I'm making some headway. But thankfully, I have until September of next year to get through these books. I'm going to go watch the rest of the season. The season finale is a good one. Peace. Take care, Chosen Vader. Oh, Boruto ends dark and tragic. No happy ending. I want to see full of destruction. Boruto's blue eyes. Like what Momoshiki said. 5 years left of Boruto since the creator wanted to end at 30 volumes. Okay. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I want a happy ending. I don't want a bad ending. I almost, like, I'm at a point where, like, while I like a lot of what Boruto did, I'm more happy with it pretending Boruto is just this magic non-canon thing. Yeah, I'm not as nearly as much of a fan of it as the original show, obviously, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If it ends dark and tragic, I mean, I don't see the point. That'd be dumb to me. That would definitely make me just not give a shit about that show at all. Also have lemonade with my gin instead of tonic. Should be definitely try something flavored ones. Superman Lois, when Steel Twist came, Hellbean and the writer said they had to change the original arc of him being a secondary villain with original villain Subject 17. So were they originally going to have him be the villain throughout the entire season? I don't understand that. Like, what the plan would have been. Was the original plan to actually have him stay a Luthor throughout the entire season? Sources saying the trailer for No Way Home is coming on Monday. Well, they've been trying to guess when this thing's going to drop for forever now, so I'll believe it when I see it. I'm new. Did I like What If so far? I do. I really like it. I'm really having fun with some of the stories. Obviously, some of it's a little wonky. It does feel a little more childlike, child-friendly than even the MCU films have been. Maybe it's because it's animated, but it's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with some of the twists and turns that they've thrown in there, and I'm really excited to see what other ones that they have down the line. Hopefully Gar at least turns into a damn gorilla by this season. I just hope it's anything other than a snake or tiger. I mean, I want Beast Boy to be Beast Boy. I know it's easier on the budget. If they just have a CGI model for one animal, it makes it cheaper to animate, which it looks better in this season. This is the best the tiger's ever looked. But yeah, Beast Boy needs to be more beasts. Thoughts on Jeff Johns saying CW is currently working on a backdoor pilot in Stargirl Season 2 for a Jade spinoff series. I haven't. That's the first I'm hearing of it. I don't really get too deep into a lot of the news around these things unless it like makes headlines on some of the sites that I look out to. I don't pay attention to a lot of the interviews and stuff outside of that. But that's the first I'm seeing about that. A Jade spinoff would be interesting. So I'm curious to see where that goes. Also, Helbing said the season 2 of Superman and Lois is going to have more connection and explanation of when does Superman and Lois take place. Okay, good. Helbing also wants John Cryer as Lex back, just not the right story. Okay, cool. Cool. I really want to see those two interact because I really like Cryer's Lex Luthor. I know what you mean. The Chibnall area has been a bit meh. How did you find Classic Who? I liked some of it. I liked most of it, to be honest. The second Doctor, I think, was one of my favorites. Not a huge fan of the third era, aside from Sarah Jane. I found the third Doctor kind of grating. The fourth Doctor, I definitely understand why so many people love him. I had a blast. Fifth was okay. Sixth. Actually, no. Which fifth? I always get 5 and 6 mixed up. Fifth Doctor. In my head, because I feel like they look... I get them mixed up. Fifth Doctor, who... Okay, then who was 6? Yeah, okay. 6 was alright. Or no, 5 was okay. 6 got on my fucking nerves. My God. I'm not a huge fan of the 6th Doctor. 7th Doctor was a lot of fun. The 8th, fun. I liked a lot of it. Of course, it's hokey. It's old-timey and stuff like that. I'm sad that a lot of the Dalek episodes were a lot of the ones that were destroyed. But I read a lot of those synopses. Anytime I got to a point in the season where the episode no longer existed, I just read a full explanation of the episode, since it just sucks that they got destroyed, man. A lot of those episodes were burned. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. But I think the 4th Doctor era, as far as the classic Who stuff goes, was my favorite. I liked seeing him. I liked his style. I liked his attitude. And I liked his companions. I thought that whole story was a lot of fun. I think that was my favorite. And something that has yet to come back around is the... what's his name? The like alter ego of the Doctor that he like has to take to court or whatever. I can't remember. Like back on Gallifrey, that has to come back because he's supposed to be a future iteration of the Doctor who's like evil. I can't remember. I can't remember what they called him. If you remember, let me know. I really want to see that come back around one of these days. Who do you think could break through from What If into Multiverse of Madness? Or, I really think there's a high chance that we see Haley Atwell as Captain Carter in Multiverse of Madness. If we still had Chadwick, I would definitely expect us to see that character in the movies, but unfortunately that is not the case due to that the loss, you know. And cancer is a bitch, man. And thoughts and prayers, man, goes out to everybody who has to go through that. My mother went through it, so I know a lot of it firsthand, though fortunately she survived hers. My best friend's mom had cancer. She did not. So it's just a touchy button here and there. But yeah, I feel like had things played out a little bit differently, we would have definitely seen his character in there. But I think there's a strong chance that Captain Carter will make an appearance. Yeah, man, you consider watching or rewatch the 70s live-action Incredible Hulk show? I've never actually watched it. I've obviously seen it referenced in pop culture, but I don't think that I've ever actually seen an episode myself. So it's, I'd like to check that out eventually one day, but yeah, I have not so far. What is my favorite series? Like favorite TV show ever, or what, because I know, like, in the UK, like, they call seasons series. So I just want to make sure I'm clarifying what you're asking, Rick. If you can clarify that for me, and I'll be happy to answer. Daniel RPK said that the No Way Home trailer coming Monday, but not for the public. Daniel is the GOAT for trailer dates. Because isn't there, like, a Sony investor event that is closed off to the public that's happening Monday? Because I remember hearing that Monday we'll be getting a lot of story details about a lot of the Sony projects, but we likely won't actually see anything unless something leaks. What do you think of the announcement of Journey Smollett Bell coming back as Black Canary for a spin-off film on HBO Max? I'm excited to see more of her. I am too. I thought she did a great job. I'm one of those people that really, really like Birds of Prey. I had a lot of fun with it. Obviously they did a different characterization of Huntress, but it's whatever. And they definitely butchered Cassandra Cain, but aside from that, if you ignore those two things, like, it's fine. And Huntress was my favorite part of the movie, even though it's not a clear-cut adaptation of that character from the comics. I really loved it, and it also have a strong bias towards Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and I think she did a fantastic job. That all out of the way, I think they did a really, really great job with Black Canary in that as well, and I really want to see her come back. I'm curious though what they're going to incorporate. Obviously, they teased a lot of things. One of the characters I couldn't quite make out. They definitely teased a Green Arrow appearance. They definitely teased a Bronze Tiger appearance in this plan, which is exciting because I really like the character of Bronze Tiger, and I'd love to see him come in. So yeah, there's a lot of potential there, and I'm glad that they're not abandoning that altogether. I just would like them to do like a what's the word I'm looking for? A Huntress spinoff as well. They'll call him Tiger Boy than Beast Boy. Yeah, you're right. He has more powers, Barry. All of them can fly. I missed what that was referring to. I guess he deleted that message. Maybe it was a reply to him. What's up, No One? A lot of people didn't like 6 at the time, but he's become very popular on audio along with the 8th. Yeah, I haven't dove into any of the Big Finish audio adventures yet. And maybe when I have some downtime, I eventually will. I definitely think John Cryer would wear some lifts or buff up a little bit for his eventual appearance on Superman and Lois. When he's standing next to Tom Welling in Crisis, he looks so tiny. I mean, I think that adds to his character in a way, because he is kind of this, like, physical strength is never Lex's, where his threat comes from. He's about the mind, he's about playing the long game, he's about his ability to adapt and use technology. So his physical build doesn't really bother me. I don't mind it. I like how he plays the character, and I don't think he needs to bulk up to just be... I always thought it was weird that Lex was always kind of super buff in a lot of his appearances. But yeah, it's I'm fine with it. Did I watch Torchwood or the other Doctor Who spinoffs? I've watched Torchwood, but I gotta be honest. I've watched it 2 times all the way through, and I swear to God, it just goes in one ear and out the other. Like, I can never retain any of that information. I've watched the first season of Sarah Jane Chronicles, but I haven't finished that yet either. Name some of my favorite DC comics. I mean, specific comics, or I mean, Batman. Anything Batman, I'm a huge fan of. I've grown to have a greater in my adult life. I've grown to have a greater appreciation for Superman and Flash over the years. So, the Veil Yard, yes, thank you, Joe. That's what it was. I was like the amalgamation of all the darker sides of the Doctor given life. Yes, supposed to be somewhere between his 12th and final incarnation. But now he's got an unknown amount of reincarnations, dare I say limitless now, with what Chibnall has implied, which kind of breaks all of that. So, yeah, I've been looking forward to that coming back around, but I feel like that's just going to be one of those things that got lost in translation over the years. Superman Season 2 is probably going to premiere in either January or February 2022. No later than March, more than likely. There's also a lot of random casting surprises during the showing. It's going to be crazy. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to find out what all we learn Monday. Most interesting classic Doctor Who was Sean Pertwee, father of Sean Pertwee, Alfred on Gotham. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that he was Sean Pertwee's father, but yeah, I never really got too into his Doctor. I mean, I didn't mind it, but again, when the Doctor is like that much of an ass most of the time, I never really gravitated towards him all that much. Out of all series, my favorite of all time is still to this day The X-Files. It's my favorite series of all time. Sony panel at CinemaCon, Venom trailer released there. Hopefully someone leaks it. We'll see. I won't be able to I won't be able to react to it if they leak it though, because I'm not gonna risk a strike on the channel or anything like that, so we'll see how that goes. I definitely will probably not watch it myself, but obviously I won't be able to escape what appears in it. But hearing about something or reading about something is not always the same as seeing it for yourself, so there is that. What's up, Kevin? I'm doing all right. I think we will eventually get a scene where both the Doctor and the Master regenerate and the camera is spinning and shaking and the new actors are revealed, but we don't know which is which. That would be a cool twist. And what if we're like following the Master thinking it's the Doctor for part of a season? You just pitched a good idea, but I think that's a better idea than what anybody's going to try to do in the show at all. Who do you want to play Green Arrow? To be honest, I'm ready to see anyone other than Stephen Amell in the suit. I hope they choose a good actor. Yeah, I mean, I never expected it to be Stephen Amell, so I honestly don't know. I don't know who would be a good fit right now for the character. I don't personally have anybody in mind that I would have like a preference towards. 2 months till the new seasons of Batwoman 2.0 and Legends. 3 months till the new season of Flash. Is break too short for you? I think it is a little too short. It's shorter than it usually is, because usually there's a much larger gap, but they're trying to get back onto their original yearly schedule. And this one lasted a lot longer than any of their previous ones because they aired later because of COVID. So yeah, we are going to get a shorter break between seasons, and it is probably going to be a little exhausting going into them right after the gate, which I'm hoping these seasons are a little more refreshing. But it's definitely not as much of a breather as we typically get between seasons, so it's definitely going to feel a little different. If you want to see 70s Incredible Hulk, seeing the pilot and then the 90s movies, Trial of the Incredible Hulk and Death of the Incredible Hulk. Thank you, Philly. We have to spend the next episode with the companions trying to figure out which one is the Doctor. Again, that's a good pitch. Villains who I want for season 2 of Superman is Lobo, Mongol, or Brainiac. I really want to see Mongol. I would really like to see them explore Mongol. Lobo wouldn't work as a main villain because, again, he's a bounty hunter and a mercenary. So he would have to be employed by somebody. So it could be Mongol employs Lobo. I'd like to see that. Brainiac is kind of seemingly already happened in this continuity. So, but we haven't ever seen it. So I'd like to see Brainiac come back Again, I think that would be fun. Brainiac's a villain that I've been wanting to do in the films, and they still have not. And if they're not going to do him there, I know he was in Krypton, but I haven't watched Krypton, so we'll just kind of see. I like that Lex isn't physically strong. Not every character should go to the gym. People need to get over the cartoons. I agree with that one. From what I heard, episode 5 of season 3 of Titans adds more clarity to the Jason situation. That's what I've heard as well, and we'll find that out next week. Do I think Sony Marvel are holding off on the trailer because they still may need to bump the release date like Venom? Yeah, I think that's one of the big reasons it's going the way it is right now, because they're not sure if they're going to have to delay it or not. And I don't think they want to release a trailer too early, because we've seen that happen before, where a trailer is released like up to a year or more than when the movie actually comes out, and you get that initial hype, and then people kind of like lose steam over a while. I think you should hold off on trailers until you're like within, at most, like 2 to 3 months before the movie comes out. Teasers are fine, but like a full-blown trailer, like a good example is that for Godzilla vs. Kong, we had like a full-blown trailer more than a year before the movie came out, and a lot of people were like, holy shit, and then like the hype died. Or no, sorry, that was for King of the Monsters. That was in a pre-pandemic situation. So yeah, I definitely understand them holding it up. I'd really love if we get a Green Arrow to show up in Black Canary as a cameo, where he could set up his own spin-off film and bring Ted Grant and Lady Shiva as a villain. Could be. Saw people saying Blackfire's acting in episode 4 was bad. I didn't think her acting was as bad as you. No, I didn't. I didn't think it was bad at all. I just thought, I mean, we haven't really got to know her character yet, so I can't say it's out of character, in character, but I didn't think it was bad. I think it fit the scene. I didn't have a problem with it at all. I think some of the dialogue work still has, the dialogue in the show in general still needs a little work, but it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was bad at all. Although not the return you want, the Valiard does crop up in a big finish a few times. Okay. Just started Titans from this season, and it's really better than I thought it would be. So far this season started off pretty strong. But I thought season 2 started off strong, but then they quickly ran it into the ground. Said I'm not ready. I did reading on Blackfire and found out that she's not always a villain to the Titans. Maybe that's the direction they're going to this show. I think they're setting her up to be the big bad of this season, though. That's what I've understood. I could be wrong. That could just be speculation. Don't know. Thoughts on Brenton Thwaites as Dick Grayson overall? I think he was a great casting choice, and I think when he's acting like Dick Grayson, he's doing a great job, which so far this season he has been. The writing for his character in the first 2 seasons was borderline, like, insulting to me. So, like, I liked him as the casting choice. I thought he looked the part. He looked great in both suits, both the Robin suit and the Nightwing suit, but his character arc in seasons 1 and season 2 was unbearable for me to watch. And I'm glad that now we are past that point. He feels like Dick Grayson to me, and that's fine. I think he's doing a good job. My problem with him has never been him himself or his performance, personally. Did I watch Free Guy? What'd you think of it? I got a review on the channel for it. Actually, hold on. I'm uploading a reaction to New Rockstar's Easter egg breakdown for it right now, too. That's what I was working on. It caused this stream to be a little bit late. So that's almost finished uploading. I loved it. I saw it twice in theaters. Yeah, it definitely gave me a Lego movie kind of feel. For sure. Yeah, check out my review. I really enjoyed it. Hope Krypton gets a revival eventually, because season 3 was supposed to be wild and follow a grown-up Jor-El in 1950s, 60s USSR on Earth. That'd be interesting. Again, I need to watch Krypton. I haven't watched it at all yet. I lost a lot of that motivation once I heard it got canceled, because I didn't watch it in season 1 or season 2, because I wasn't all that like motivated to watch it when season 1 was announced, because it was on Sci-Fi, and Sci-Fi has such a terrible reputation. that I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to check this out, but I'll wait and see how it goes. And by the time season 2 came out, there's always a bunch of other stuff going on, and I never got around to it. And then a lot of that motivation got killed when I heard it got canceled. So eventually I'll probably go revisit it. I mean, I went back and watched the 2002 Birds of Prey. And it was interesting. I like that a lot, surprisingly enough. So I'll definitely watch it one of these days. They're waiting for Shang-Chi numbers to move the entire slate, but recently Kevin Feige said that it's still coming December 17th. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. On a completely unrelated note, do I like escape rooms? I've only done one, and it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. It's one of those ones that has like a live actor in there with you. It was a zombie escape room. So we had a guy who was chained up inside the escape room who would just randomly try to chase us while we were figuring out the puzzles. Very, very crazy. A lot of fun, though. Hype for Eternals. Welcome, Frantic. Free Guy was freaking awesome. Agreed. Free Guy's really that good. I mean, it's not like a mind-blowing film. It's not Shakespeare. It is goofy. It is tropey. It is what it is, but it does, and it leans into it really well. It's a lot of fun. It's got a lot of heart. It was just a blast to watch, is all I gotta say. It's dumb at times, but in good ways. I really enjoyed it. I haven't watched Doctor Who since I was a kid. At that time, Tom Baker was the Dr. Tom Baker, is such a UK legend. I went crazy when I heard him voice Bendu in Rebels. Yeah. I really like the Tom Baker Doctor. Am I really going to watch Legends Season 7 week to week, Omni? I think you should skip the show next year and binge it after it's done, giving you time to breathe. I'm going to watch it week to week, more than likely, but I'm probably, at this point, not going to do reactions for it. That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm just not feeling like the show is really getting much out of me. I mean, even like in the reactions that I'm posting right now, I don't feel like a lot happens in the episodes that really get a lot of that emotionally charged reactions out of me as it used to, you know? And that's kind of disappointing to me, and I'm sure people watching it. I mean, the people that still are loving the show and loving where it's going and all that stuff is still eating it up, but I feel like I'm not putting much out there with the show. And unless season 7 changes and is a complete game changer on the series, which I'm not expecting it to be, right now I'm just kind of not feeling like it. We'll just play it by ear, though. We'll see. But right now I'm feeling like I'm not really looking forward to Batwoman Season 3, and I'm not really looking forward to Legends, to be honest. Let's see. Like, we didn't get a next villain reveal at the end of Superman and Lois. I thought it was sweet having Natalie show up, but it was unexpected. I think it is. And I think her being there either shows that she survived the world and she's maybe trying to get help. They've somehow found a way to defeat Superman, or their world is destroyed and she just managed to survive. And I kind of would expect the villain to be them going to the other Earth and confronting that world's Superman. That's my guess on where it's going to go. But yeah, we didn't get a very direct villain tease for next season. Early reviews for Shang-Chi are insane, and the Eternals' latest trailer looks great. I agreed. I really like that trailer. This movie deserves so much better than COVID will allow them. 100%. Well, I'll go watch Free Guy review and... Gotcha. Thank you for that. A little sad because Krypton was supposed to be a Man of Steel prequel, but they eventually reshot the pilot and made an original take instead. So there's an unaired pilot out there with Man of Steel connections. See, I remember that. I remember it being like touted as this Man of Steel tie-in. And it carries a lot of that aesthetic, but it's they disconnected it. And I don't know if that's because of, again, it aired during the time of great uncertainty and mismanagement that was Warner Brothers at the time, and they just probably could not get a handle on what they wanted to do with it, which is unfortunate. Because I definitely would have watched it if it had direct connections to Man of Steel. I love escape rooms. I've done about 170 before COVID, put a temporary end to that. Got 12 coming up in September, though. Holy shit. That is a lot of escape rooms. I don't know why, but if Brainiac was in live action, I feel like he should be full-on robot. I don't know why. Just make his full body tech-based and mechanical. I don't know. I don't know if I would agree with that. I wouldn't mind it either way if he was full mechanical, but I still like the part machine, part organic thing. As long as they don't make it look weird or cheesy. I like the bio-organic like technology that goes into Brainiac. But if they did a full robotic one, I wouldn't be against that either. Comic book Twitter hates on CW Arrow too much because he's not comic accurate. Well, yeah, and it's so hypocritical because anytime something else isn't comic book accurate, they're upset. It's like they forget the multiverse exists. I'll be honest, I don't like the Green Arrow, the traditional form. I don't like the traditional Oliver Queen. I don't hate him. I just feel nothing for him or those characters. And I felt like the show made him interesting. I like Batman. They made him Batman. They made him Green Batman, but they didn't make him a carbon copy of Batman. They made him Batman-like, but he's earned that nickname Green Batman. And while I agree with that to a sense, it's just a completely different character. He's not full-on Batman. He just fulfilled that role in this universe, but he's a completely different character. I mean, he murders, he kills, he does all these things that obviously separate him from Batman, but they also give him a lot of Batman storylines because Warner Brothers won't let them do anything else. That, again, it's only built like that because of Warner Brothers, but I don't care. I like it. They can eat it. I think he made the Green Arrow cool. My bad. Fell off Legends when Snart left. I definitely feel like a lot of the magic left when Snart left as well. I really liked seeing him in there. I'm going to be picking up the Batman 89 and Superman 78 comics. Probably not. I might just kind of tune into them, but I don't think I'll buy them myself. A lot of my attention these days, as far as modern comics go, is just kind of reading about what is going on with the stories as opposed to actually buying the comics, which doesn't really support them at all, but I don't have that kind of time, let alone that kind of money to kind of invest in all these different storylines and whatnot. Maybe Natalie snuck off in the Phantom Zone, causing her to land late on Earth. Could be. You think Taika is a good director for Man of Steel 2? No. No. I don't think Taika... maybe? I think he could do it, but he would have to resist a lot of his weird urges. I don't think Superman is a good fit for somebody with a comedic flair like Taika Waititi. Do I think he could do it? Yes, but I don't think it would at the end of the day feel like a Taika Waititi film. I could be completely wrong, but I don't know. I don't know if I would want Taika for a Man of Steel. With what everybody is saying on Shang-Chi, I hope Abomination isn't just a cameo. I agree with you. I hope he's a little bit bigger than that. I don't think he'll be like a pivotal character, but I think there will definitely be some ramifications and importance to his involvement. And I think it's going to be tied to whatever Valentine is doing. I think James Gunn should stay for one more movie after Guardians 3 and co-direct the next Avengers movie with Taika. That'd be cool, but I know he's full on sided with DC at this point. After Guardians 3, as far as we know, that's his final Marvel movie. You ever thought about looking into other British sci-fis like Blake 7, Sapphire and Steel, or Prisoner, or Red Dwarf? I've never heard of any of those. I think Red Dwarf kind of sounds familiar, but I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I think outside of Sherlock and Doctor Who, those are the only British material that I've really, really dove into. If something caught my eye, I would definitely watch it. I just don't hear about a lot of things. A lot of those things don't really make a lot of noise on this side of the pond. So I'm probably missing a lot of stuff. I'd prefer Abomination to make a small cameo. I want it to be a Shang-Chi father-son. What is your legacy type film? A proper origin story to kick off phase 4. I agree with that. I don't want anything overshadowing the main story. Green Arrow in the animated universe was awesome. I mean, we didn't really see much of him. Unless you're talking about on Young Justice. The only person I can see who's not even an actor and is too funny and weird is Rhett from Good Mythical Morning, who looks exactly like Oliver Queen from the comics and Injustice. Oh my god. Yeah, but I don't know if he'd ever cut his hair, man. He's got to have that signature poof. But I could see it. But that would be like the tallest Oliver Queen we've ever had. Rhett is a tall-ass monster, dude. Should do a Marvel rewatch. Maybe one of these days. That's a lot of time, though. It's a lot of movies. Like a Gunn and Waititi directed Avengers Secret Wars movie. That'd be pretty cool. Stephen Amell made Green Arrow a household name. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I was a doubter. I was one of those people that, like, right after Smallville ended, I was like, why isn't Justin Hartley in this? This is dumb. I'm not going to watch it. Until, like, season 2 was almost out, and my buddy was like, dude. And he was a huge Smallville fan, mind you. Was like, dude, you got to watch Arrow season 1. And I was like, sure. And I was like, yeah. And I watched it on Netflix and fell in love with it. I watched all of season 1, I think, in 2 or 3 days flat. Charlie Hunnam as Arrow? Maybe. It's possible. Taika or Gunn wouldn't be a good choice for an Avengers film unless they temper their humor a lot. Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't think either one of them would work for a Superman movie. Gunn might be able to do it, but he'd have to temper a lot of his style and his personal humor out and keep it out of it. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Should I binge Stargirl season 1? Yeah, go for it. Season 1 I think is really, really good. Season 2 right now, we're only 2 episodes in, but it's like a slow build compared to season 1, which kind of kicked off pretty hardcore. So we're kind of waiting on season 2 to kind of pick up steam, but season 1 was really strong, and I do recommend checking it out. It's fair. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of things over there that we've never heard of. IGN gave Superman 8 out of 10. Waiting for Angry Joe review. Love your reaction. I feel like Angry Joe's going to be pretty low because they've been very hard on it just because it has family drama in it. They've hated the Jordan Jonathan stuff. They've hated the Cushing stuff. They want none of that in the show whatsoever. And I feel like that's been some of the best stuff in the show. They hate it. So I don't expect Angry Joe to give it a good score. And I know Alex is going to give it an even worse score. Abomination cameo is sort of Marvel reminding us that there was an MCU Incredible Hulk movie. Pretty much. Have I ever watched Clue with Tim Curry? Yeah, I love that movie, man. That movie is so funny. Yeah, I've seen it quite a few times. It's a classic, 100%. Arrow's the first show I ever watched, and I got hooked on the first episode. I didn't even sleep sometimes because I wanted more episodes. Which character comic are you reading these days? I don't actively read most comics these days. I read about them. I keep up with the storylines as best as I can. I just don't have the time nor the funds to buy all these issues or anything like that. So I really just kind of like keep my ear to the ground, listen to what's going on, and, you know, kind of try my best to keep up with a general sense of what's going on. I haven't read a straight line in a while. I think the last thing I read was the season 11 Smallville comics. We need someone right now to make a fan art of Rhett as Green Arrow. I want to see that. It would look like a suit. I would love that, but keep his hair exactly the same. And then oh my god, and then you could have Link as Speedy, as Roy Harper. And then Cotton Candy Randy as the Black Arrow. Selective Marvel rewatch. Iron Man 1, Avengers, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ultron, Ant-Man, Civil War. Okay. What do you expect to see from John Diggle as Supergirl? Apparently, he's going to appear in one of the later episodes, and I really hope it's more GL hints. I expect him to accept the ring and then either be in the suit or be journeying to Oa. I think that's where it's going to go, because he said in his interview that his arc is about accepting this cosmic destiny that he has been putting off and denying up to this point. And we've already seen the full-on denial in episode 1, where chronologically his first appearance is in Superman and Lois. Because of the delays, it got put out of order. Second appearance is in Batwoman, where he's getting his brain scanned because the call is just getting too powerful. And then his last appearance we saw was in The Flash, where he's like, okay, I gotta do something about this. I gotta check it out. I've been putting this off for too long. So the next time we see him, and it's in the show that's primarily about aliens. So I feel like that's going to be where he finally learns where it is, where it's from, what it is. Maybe Brainy will tell him what it is. And then that'll send him off into that journey. And hopefully, maybe get his own spinoff. Maybe that's why Jon Stewart's not going to be a major character or a character at all in the HBO Max series. Or at least that has been announced so far. They said he's not in the show, which implies they got other plans for Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. And maybe that's one of those plans. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of fiddling with my sonic screwdriver that's just randomly on my desk. Yeah, there's been rumors of a Ryan Reynolds Clue remake. And so far it seems to be in development hell. DC Comics have the best TV shows: Sweet Tooth, Stargirl, Swamp Thing, Superman, Lois, Doom Patrol, Gotham. Yeah, I mean, on TV, I think in general, DC has always been kind of slaying it, and it hasn't really been until recently. And you really can't even call it TV. It's streaming. It's a completely different platform, different ball game. But, you know, Marvel has finally entered the game and entered the game hard. Netflix came in hard with those shows, but it was still like 4 shows. It didn't really like overwhelm the world or anything like that. But like, they were really good. They were really good. But yeah, DC's got a bunch of stuff to consume. Angry Joe wants a Man of Steel show, but unfortunately for him, Superman Lois is more of a Smallville 2.0. I agree. Yeah, he wants it to just be Superman action all the time and just focused on Superman and Superman centric, and everything with Lois, everything with the kids, everything with other characters is a distraction. I'm just like, what the fuck do you... I don't agree with that. I try to respect people's opinions, but that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, they love the first episode, but after that, it just, every episode just keeps going down for their scores. I'm just like, oh, what the hell? I don't get it, man. What's up, Captain J? To be honest, I like the Incredible Hulk movie, but I can't tell everyone here will probably disagree with me. I like the movie. I like the Incredible Hulk film. People sleep on Incredible Hulk. It's a good 7 out of 10 movie, better than many in the MCU. Yeah, I agree with that. Yes, we need this right now. W, hit him up. Link is Roy and Red is Green Arrow. I think it's more of a zone. Just the zone of Incredible Hulk. It just didn't fit with the rest of the MCU in mind. Yet it's still canon to the MCU, still, despite some of these awkward things it kind of ignores. Time flies fast. Can't believe it's only 2 months till DC Fandom. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? DC Fandom's coming up. Yeah, maybe it doesn't fit in tonally, but the actual plot and story pretty solid. Yep. End of the year. I hope by the end of the year you reach 20,000 subs. I appreciate that. That would be cool. I would like that. I hope so. But we'll see. There's a strong chance. I mean, this fall going into the winter is chock full of content. Both Marvel, Star Wars, and, you know, a bunch of other stuff, you know. DC shows are coming back, so might be able to pick up more steam with that. But like The Witcher, Cobra Kai season 4 comes out, Book of Boba Fett, Hawkeye, bunch of stuff, dude, bunch of stuff. Have I seen Young Justice? I have. I have I'm pretty sure I have a review on season 3. Obviously, because of the gap between season 2 and season 3, I didn't have my channel at the time, so I never really gave my thoughts on those. I honestly don't remember too much about them. But it's, I wasn't a huge fan of season 3. I liked some elements of it, but seasons 1 and 2 I thought were really, really freaking good. Really, really enjoyed Young Justice seasons 1 and season 2. The design of the Incredible Hulk is way better than the MCU Hulk. It is more comic accurate, but I do like how the MC Hulk does look like Mark Ruffalo, at least. So I do appreciate that. I do like that about it. As far as preferences go, yeah, I do think the Incredible Hulk design is a little bit stronger, but the MCU Hulk fits in more tonally with the general aesthetic of everything else that they kind of developed over the years. Did I see Heels? Not yet. No, I haven't. I have not watched it yet. It's not all out at once, right? It's just one episode at a time, I'm assuming, since it's on Stars. Yeah, I said Hulk smash into the thunderclap. Where the hell did that go? Good question. This fall season and the holiday season is going to be a gas, Umbrella Academy, and Witcher. I've still never started the Umbrella Academy. It and Stranger Things are those two things I have not got on that train for yet, and I'm waiting to find some time in my repertoire. That's not the word. Schedule, time, motivation to actually start any of them. One per week, yeah. I'll probably wait until Heels is over and then watch it all in one go. What's up, Peelings? Enjoyed your reaction to the Master Universe Revelations. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you. I can't wait for part 2. I cannot wait for part 2 of that. I've read the first 2 comics of the prequel comic, and it's been pretty interesting so far. Couple of weird contradictions that I'm kind of wondering if they're going to clear up, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't understand all the hate surrounding the show at all. I think some people are being unreasonable, and the fuel is just being added to the fire by all these YouTube channels that are twisting words and twisting information to their benefit to continue the rage machine, because the rage gets clicks, and the clicks brings views, and the views bring money. So I saw a couple more yesterday about another thing, talking about the comic and all this junk, and I'm just like, God damn, people are just desperate to make something out of nothing. Best CGI Hulk was in Avengers 1 and 2. Hated CGI change for Ragnarok onwards. I didn't mind it in Ragnarok, but I'm not a fan of Professor Hulk at all. So yeah, we'll see. So no going to the movies this weekend, huh? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, no, we didn't get the car back in time. They're closed over the weekend, so I probably won't be able to pick up the car till at the latest Monday, or at the earliest Monday. So yeah, I won't be able to make it to the theater. I mean, I could watch Reminiscence at home, but I'm probably going to just be playing Ghost of Tsushima. So, because I'm not hungry to see any of those films that are out this weekend. So it all just come down if I'm in the mood to watch it or not. For no reason at all. Jump. Hugs. Sorry. I've not had hugs in a while. I felt like a random virtual one. Well, I would hug you all if I could. Hug. I think I've got some sweaty pits going on here, so I apologize. It's a little toasty whenever I stream because of the light. Seal should get a red cape and an S. I thought that too. I don't know how it would look in live action, but I was like, man, I hope he gets the net. When he was putting that like sticker spray painting that thing on the chest, I was like, Please put an S on there. And it was the little the little bug symbol for Natalie. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I want the S on there. I want the cape. I want all of it, man. Maybe one of these days. I think I asked you this before, but worth repeating. Did you ever get a chance to see He-Man and the She-Ra Secret of the Sword? I have not. No, I haven't had a chance to watch that yet. Do I watch Stranger Things? I have not watched the show at all yet. Not for like lack of like interest. I just haven't had the time or motivation to dive into it. I have so many Funko Pops. Not as many as most, but I do have quite a few. I try to only get ones for things that I'm actually interested in. Like favorite characters. Some I have as many as I can get from a particular series. But yeah, I don't go out of my way to collect as much as I can. I just get the ones that represent the things that I love the most. Yeah, I can't wait for Candyman. I just watched the Cinema Snobs review of the first three, like the original trilogy. And that's another thing we kind of talked about in the Discord, Jay, was that I'm kind of confused at the direction of the new movie because it is a sequel to the original film. But the legend that is being told in the last trailer that we got contradicts as a completely different origin story for the Candyman than what is actually in the original film. Like the main actress, or not actress, the character from the first film is in this. And so I'm just like, I'm confused. Maybe it's like a multiple stories thing. Maybe the legend has changed over time, but like it's like it definitely doesn't fit the background. Do I prefer the lighter or darker tone DC? I think it just depends on who's leading the story. I don't think the darker tone fits Titans. I just don't. It's even in the comics, like it's never really been that way, and it feels like it's always at odds with itself. And that's why I think a lot of the characters feel weird to me or inconsistent. I prefer a mix. Like for Batman, it makes sense. Like if we were following Batman and we were in Gotham the entire time, I would expect a little bit of a darker tone. If we're in Smallville or in Metropolis, I expect a little bit of a lighter tone. It just depends on who the show's about. That's the thing about DC is like the tone is different depending on who you're following. And like it's not all one tone. But even Suicide Squad, I would say even though it was like violent, I felt like it was a lighter movie than something like Titans, while it is being dark, bloody, gory, it's still fun, bright, colorful, and uplifting in a way. So it just kind of depends on the flow and the way it goes. And I can't wait for the Batman. Yes, Peelings. 100%. Can be put on the red cape. No need to put that on the front. True. Good point, Symbiotic. Stranger Things is so good. You should watch it. Or we're supposed to get an Abomination and She-Hulk as well. So I'm really hoping they don't keep Professor Hulk. From what I've understand from the behind the scenes and stuff, it looks like they are keeping Professor Hulk. But that could be wrong. Can we talk about the visual feast that was the Eternals trailer? Dude, that trailer was full of imagery, gorgeous visuals, settings, effects. I'm down for that movie, man. I'm glad we finally have an idea on what the story is going to be. The mother of the baby in Candyman 1 is in the new film too. Exactly. So like, I'm like, why is the backstory different? About to call in right now. Chris Evans as Condiment King. Sorry. That would be hilarious. My favorite show is I will time people out that just spam messages like that, Brawlhalla. You put it like in 4 times within the last couple of seconds. My favorite show, as I mentioned earlier, was The X-Files. Can't wait for the Batman. When I hear Candyman, I think of the character made of sweets from Sylvester McCoy's story, The Happiness Patrol. Yeah, no idea what that is, Joe Blogs. Ryan Reynolds on his free time. Condiment King. That'd be cool. Did you, AB? Huh? Did I ab? Let me check. Not yet. Working on that. Pandemic put a hamper on the ab. Seriously can't wait to see Keaton in The Flash. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to see The Protege this weekend, is to kind of see Michael Keaton in action, you know? Curious about that. Google Candyman Doctor Who. Oh, that guy. I remember that thing. That thing is so dumb looking. But yeah, okay. Superman Season 1 kind of stole from Cobalt Blue. Cobalt Blue in the comics is Barry Allen's half-brother too. I wouldn't say it stole. It's a pretty common superhero trope to have the mystery half-brother or whatever, or the somebody tied to your past kind of thing. I wouldn't necessarily link it to Cobalt Blue though. Because he was kind of an amalgamation of that and then Zod in a way, and obviously the Eradicator from the comics, because it was kind of the establishment of the Eradicator. And he was also a amalgamation of, shit, what was his name? The adopted brother of Clark in the comics. It starts with an X, I think. No, it's Hell. It's H apostrophe EL. Yeah, he was an amalgamation of Hell and the Eradicator from the comics. X-Files, a good show, man. I missed that show. Me too, man. We wouldn't have a lot of your current. It set the stage for a lot of modern television, man. Like, it really revolutionized TV. Like, it started the whole villain of the week, monster of the week shtick. It pretty much forever changed the production in Vancouver, which is where all of these DC shows we watch are filmed and shot. Smallville used had a lot of the same writers, producers, art directors, musicians. A lot of the same music from Smallville is just repurposed music that was in the X-Files. A lot of what we watch today, while TV continues to evolve, a lot of what has been modern TV for the past couple of years you can pretty much trace back to the X-Files. Have I watched Cobra Kai? Hell yeah, I reacted to all of Season 3. I've got reviews for Season 1 and Season 2 on the channel. And we will be reacting to Season 4 when it comes out. They nerfed the Hulk in Endgame. They could have given Hulk fans such a cathartic moment when they were buried under the Avengers compound to a raging Hulk reveal. Yeah, I feel like Hulk was just kind of like, meh, whatever in Endgame and Infinity War, which was really disappointing. Is the X-Files TV show really that good? Never heard anyone talk about it. Just kind of heard of the books. The books are whatever. Like, the show is where the fun's at. Obviously, it came out in '93. It's very dated in the earlier seasons. But it's so fun and it's so good. And you can see the parallels of it and in modern television. It's so good. And there's so many great random stories. Like, you can see how it inspired a lot of things that came forward. I'm always like referencing X-Files a lot of the time. Thank you for that super chat, Lucky. Has it been realized that Keaton is going to be involved in the multi-universal events in both Marvel and DC? Yeah. I don't think it's been pointed out that they're both multiversal events. Obviously, we know he's in both series, but yeah, he's crossing over from Homecoming into Morbius, And then also he's coming back as his original 89 Batman to cross over with the current DCEU Flash. So yeah, he's getting his characters on both the Marvel side and the DC side are getting to play some time, getting some fun stuff to do. But yeah, the X-Files can be campy, it can be goofy at times, and it leans into it. It's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it, especially the middle seasons. I think those are some of the best of the show. Can't wait for I think Hulk proper got his victory lap in Ragnarok. That's true. I think that's a fair point. Can't wait to see Black Adam, Black Adam 1, Black Adam 2, Flash 3, 4. You're just getting all excited for all this stuff that's not out yet. Hell yeah, man. I mean, assuming the first iterations we get are good. The only one I'm solid in the boat for is Shazam 2, because obviously that first movie I really enjoyed. I don't want to get overly optimistic about Black Adam and the Flash as much as I'm excited to see them, let alone the Batman getting a fourth film. We'll see. We got to see the movies first. I don't want to be too overly hopeful. DC has let me down a lot in their film industry in the last couple of years. I'm not massively into the comic book world, but I don't mind Batman films, although it got slated. I liked League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Yeah, I never actually watched League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but I've heard not so great things about it. I haven't seen the new Superman show yet. Do you have a reaction series for it? I do! Yep, all of season 1. I've reacted to all of it. I didn't like how John Campea gave up on Superman and Lois. I was enjoying his reviews of Superman, but his reason to quit was very dumb to me. I agree. I 100% agree with that. Like I get the frustration with it, and I experienced the same thing as a fan. But in my headcanon, until they say otherwise, Crisis erased all of that past that happened. Obviously, they all have new pasts. Kara has a completely new past. All that, like, defamation of his character, in my head, got erased with Crisis. This is a brand new Superman, in essence. And it being tied to the other shows doesn't automatically tie him to that version of him that appeared in Supergirl. That's my headcanon until they say otherwise. The Smoking Man was the inspiration for G-Man and Half-Life. I've not played Half-Life. I've got it downloaded, but I've never actually played it. I'm gonna watch you because I watch all the shows I watch. Oh, I'm glad, man. Welcome, Brawlhalla. HBO Green Lantern show starts filming in September. Will the trailer be ready for DC fandom in October? Probably not. I do not expect us to get, like, we might get like a trailer in the way that we got a trailer for Black Adam, where it was like a concept art motion comic kind of teaser. We might get something like that, but I don't think we will see any footage for the show by the time DC fandom rolls around. I think it's just going to be way too early. Idris Elba is both Marvel and DC now too. And he's and Fast and Furious. That's a comic book franchise, right? They've got superpowers. Idris Elba has fast and quickly become one of my favorite actors. No, he's always fantastic in every role I've seen him in. And he's just a gorgeous fucking man, dude. Shazam 2 and Black Adam. I only saw the reboot X-Files with Robbie and Mel. I don't know if they made more after that season, though. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend the show based on the revival series. The intention when they set up Robbie Amel's character was for him and his partner to, if they were popular and if there was a success, they were going to start the show anew. You know, that season they were introduced, we were obviously still following Mulder and Scully. They were still the main characters, but we were introduced to these two new FBI agents who were very similar to them, comically similar to Mulder and Scully, to the point that it was kind of a little insulting. That the intention was that if this works, if this is well received, that they will get their own spin-off show and that they will lead the future of the X-Files. obviously fans hated those two characters, and that didn't happen. They didn't even come back for the season 11 revival series. They didn't come back for the sequel of that series. They didn't come back at all. So they just like, we're gone. I think there was some potential there, but they made him basically a copy of Mulder, and and I think this character would have worked a little bit better if they had a different name. Agent Einstein, his partner, was just another redhead copy of Scully, and it was just stupid. Like, I was wanting to like them, but the revival series borderline almost killed the mythology of the series. And I will just ignore it from this point forward. And the show ended in season 9 when the original show ended. Especially because at season 11's cliffhanger, well, lift on that downer note, and Gillian Anderson herself is like, I'm not coming back for more. This was awful. She's done. And the creator was like, he didn't actually expect her to quit. So now he ended the show in a way that is just a bummer to everybody that loved it up until this point. There's like 1 or 2 good episodes in the 2 revival seasons, but as far as how they handled the story and the mythology, they completely fucked it up. They're not canon to me, so fuck off with that. They even have an explanation in one of the episodes that could even open the door for this being an alternate reality where the original show's just in another timeline. So that's what I'm going to believe. But the fact that we're probably never going to get a follow-up to it is just frustrating. Chris Carter tried to make it relevant in today's age by changing things and trying to reshake up the mythology for the new audience, and it just did not work, and it fucked up and made it completely out of context and out of continuity with the original series, and it's just dumb. So dumb. So upset about it still. It's still triggered by those 2 seasons. Anyway. Yeah, it was fun seeing Robbie Amell in there, though. I was like, hey! And then your character's kind of annoying. If run generally called Sean Connery head up his hat. Yeah. After that, Sean Connery was like, I'm done with acting. You ever watch Blitzwinger and the Dead Meat on YouTube? I have never heard of whatever that is. Plot-wise and character-wise, Black Adam is the most interesting to me. It's interesting to see how we're going to bring these characters to live action. It looks a bit dark with a bit of the comedy. Especially since Black Adam throughout his history has been a villain. He's been a hero. Obviously, he starts off as a hero. He becomes a villain. He becomes a little bit of an anti-hero. He's kind of all over the place. So with The Rock, he's definitely going to end up being more of an anti-hero / hero in the end. Like, because The Rock only plays arguably good guys. So aside from the Scorpion King, who in his own right was kind of his own good guy in his own story. So it depends. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm really looking forward to the movie, but I'm trying not to get too excited in case I'm let down. Actors in both Marvel and DC: Idris Elba, Michael Keaton, Zachary Levi, one of the Warriors 3, and Shazam, and Jared Leto. Yep. Really like him as Pacific Rim. I have not actually seen Pacific Rim 1 or 2. It'd be hilarious to see Vin Diesel on Flash get speedster powers, charge car with lightning, and drive super fast. That would be fucking hilarious. That would be so. He's already got super strength super strength and super durability in the franchise, in the Fast franchise. So why not just give him super speed so he can just live his life a quarter mile at a time without the need of a car? You're going to love Half-Life, Omni. I was in high school when the original game came out. Of course, I'm still waiting for Half-Life 3 and the movie that J.J. Abrams is supposed to be doing. I don't know if that movie's still happening or not, though. I'd be interested. I've always heard things from Half-Life. I'm aware of a lot of the memes. I've played Portal 1 and 2, and I know that's in the Half-Life universe, but that's about as close as I've ever got to playing getting into anything Half-Life. I'd love to see Stephen Amell and Tom Cavanaugh in the MCU as villains. That'd be cool. I would be down for that. I think Tom Cavanaugh would be a lot of fun. Same with Stephen Amell, man. I would like to see them just pop up in the Flash film as a little DC multiverse cameos or something. Who knows? I definitely expect to see Grant Gustin in the Flash movie as a cameo. Shazam versus Carol Danvers. Captain Marvel versus Captain Marvel. I think if we're talking comic wise, I think Captain Marvel would lose to Shazam. I might be wrong, but based on what I've seen, that would be the case. Based on the movies themselves, I think Captain Marvel would whoop the floor with Shazam. From what we've seen in the movies, at least. Idris Elba plus David Washington in a movie together. I'd love to see this happen. I'd be down. I really liked him in oh shit, what was the movie? Tenet. I really liked him in Tenet, man. The movie was a mindfuck. Tom Cavanaugh as a Galactus or MODOK, which one? I could honestly see either. I mean, he would have to be the voice of either of them. He couldn't actually be either of them. Maybe Galactus, because I like how he plays like stoic, thoughtful, like Harrison Wells, like the second Harry Wells from Earth 2. I think the way he played that could work for like a Galactus type character. Who Marvel's introduced Blue Marvel. Mary Hardwick would be my pick for the role. We'll see. Since I didn't see the original X-Files, I kind of liked it. A few episodes were funny. Yeah, watch the original show. Watch the OG. You'll see a lot of familiar faces, I promise you, throughout the seasons that you have seen. There's actually a young Ryan Reynolds in an episode, I think in season 5 or 6. Season 6 X-Files. I know the episode. I think it's I can never say it. It's like Skisengeny. I don't know how to say this word, but I will find it. Okay, it's not 6. Pretty sure it's 5. Yeah. Skisengeny. Schizogeny? Schizogeny. Anyway, Ryan Reynolds is in this. Super young child baby, little chubby Ryan Reynolds baby face. He's so funny, man. Is this the right one? Yeah, it's the anger management one. Am I getting this mixed up? I'm just trying to make sure. I'm thinking of a different episode. Teenager suspected of murdering his stepfather. No, it's not that one. Shit, where is it? I got the names mixed up. I am offended and disappointed in myself. Maybe it was season 4. Man, it sounds like it is. Well, it's not storming. It is really windy outside right now. Okay, this is pissing me off. All right. Yeah, it was. Oh, gosh, some of these titles are so. It's. However you say this word, this is the name of the episode, and I was right. It was actually season 3. I was wrong about that though. I don't know how the fuck you say that, but that's the episode that Ryan Reynolds is in. Anyway, how am I excited for Morbius? I'm pretty excited for Morbius. I thought the trailers looked really, really good. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait to check it out. Stephen Amell is Hercules. Tom Cavanaugh is Galactus. Good work. What is your interest and anticipation for fantasy fiction? I'm really looking forward to Dune. Curious about what the Lord of the Rings Amazon series will be like, but most anticipation is for Wheel of Time. I've heard about Wheel of Time, but I don't really know a lot about it. The guy I used to work it with was really obsessed with it. But I don't really know much about it at all. I'm a fan of the Lord of the Rings films. As far as the books go, I've only actually read The Hobbit. I love the films and the games. And I'm really looking forward to Amazon Prime's series. Though I'm disappointed to hear that they're moving it out of New Zealand for season 2. So I'm already a little disappointed in the show before it's even out. So that's kind of sad. But knowing that it's taking place like way back in the way when, I've decided to start my own journey into the Tolkienverse. So I've got, I think, everything that I need to plunge through before that comes out. And Dune, also, I'm familiar with some of the iconic things of Dune, like some lines and obviously the worms and the setting. But I don't know anything about the story, what it's about. And I'm really looking forward to this new movie to come out, so that can be my introduction to it. I think that'll be a good way to get into it. So I'm looking forward to that when that drops. Did I like Freaky? I thought it was okay. I mean, I wasn't blown away by it. It was like a 5, 6 out of 10 for me. I laughed a couple of times, but overall, I was like, oh, it was okay. I don't know if you guys overhyped it or what, but I was like, it was okay. If you were ever to get into acting, what character from the MCU would I want to play? I'm trying to get back into acting, and I'm hoping to play Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, at some point in the future. Oh, real quick. Thank you, Scott, for the super chat. Same question again. Heroes I really want to see in season Flash event and Black Lightning, White Canary, Superman, Stargirl. Think we will. I think we'll see Black Lightning. I think we might see Superman. White Canary's possible, Stargirl's possible, but I don't know. I do think we'll see Black Lightning as Superman, though. Thank you for that super chat, Scott. If I wanted to play anybody from the MCU, I'd probably try to play like Peter Parker, man, because like he's just the character I personally relate to the most out of any of the MCU characters, even out of the comic books. So I don't know, maybe Peter, or I don't know. Let me think. Who would be kind of fun to play? Play Bucky. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know, man. That's a weird thing for me to think about myself. Who do you think I should play, you guys? Is that actually a title or someone smashing a keyboard? That is legitimately the title of the episode. It is a word, a conjunction or opposition, specific, especially of the moon with the sun. Oh, okay, that makes sense with the theme of the episode then. I never actually looked up the meaning of the word. A pair of connected or corresponding things. Syzygy. It's like syzygy. How do you... Okay, hold on. I want you guys to hear this too, so... Everything's playing, so... Well, obviously I've got it on my headphones here, so... I'm gonna just put it on the speakers so I can hear it. Or not. Volume? Why can't I hear it? I can't hear anything. Hold on. It might be stuck on the previous audio device. For whatever reason, the tab's muted.
Syzygy.
Jesus! Yeah, syzygy. Well, that was a lot louder than I thought because I didn't realize the tab was muted. I can see Stephen Amell or Tom Cavanaugh as Johnny Blaze as well. I don't know if I could see that, to be honest. Oh! Scott again with another super chat. Thank you, buddy. Side heroes. Killer Frost. Speedy out. Oh my god. I would love to see Speedy come back. Or Roy. Alex Danvers, Batwing, Wildcat, Stripesy, Black Canary, Mia Queen. Mia would be a good one because I want them to finish off. I want to know what happened to fucking William. The hell was that? That was weird. All right, I'm out of wine now. It's at least going to be a 2-part film. Cover the book. Yeah, they've confirmed it's going to be 2 parts, and Denis confirmed that he's fairly confident that the sequel will still happen no matter what happens with the release or how much money it makes. So I hope that's true because I want to be able to see both parts. Long Island is about to get slammed by Hurricane Henry. I don't know if you're getting storms from it. We're probably going to be. I mean, East Coast wise, so like we'll feel the effects. We usually do. So it'll be fun to see. It's almost been a year since the Batman teaser trailer dropped. I hope we get a full trailer at DC Fandom. I would be really shocked if we didn't. Dune is a deep, thought-provoking, dense book I repeat reading every few years. Definitely worth checking out if it's not something that can be skimmed. Yeah, I figured as much. And that's one of the things that's always kind of intimidated me about getting into Dune. Like, I've never seen the previous films or the miniseries, so one day. Knowing that Suicide Squad 2016 is still going to be canon no matter what, I just know we're stuck in that version of Killer Croc, which is just a CGI I wish was just a CGI monster. Me too, man. Killer Croc was the goofiest thing in that movie. His head was like way too big for his body. Yeah, somehow that film won like best costume design. I'd prefer they don't turn Dune into a multi-format franchise. Give it a straight film series. Do they plan on turning it into multiple formats? The 80s film adaptation of Doom had the religious aspects removed. I think that this new Dune will introduce that. Okay. We'll find out. You guys let me know how accurate it is whenever it comes out, because obviously I'll be taking it as a fresh story when I go into it. Marketing / buzz from Morbius has dropped to basically zero, with Venom and Spider-Man getting all the attention. How and when are they going to squeeze it in? The back half of the year is packed. I have no idea, man. That's a good point. Is hype even going to be still there for it? I mean, I'm sure it will be, but not nearly to the effect it would have been had it dropped way later, earlier in the game. Yeah, look good, but most of the iterations of Croc are all him being humanized monster. Cool. I think you'd be great for an older Peter Parker. Well, thank you. Scissorgy is how I would have guessed it. Pronounced. I'm proud of myself. You were pretty close. Thea is sick as an underrated character. Loves Speedy. I agree. Thea quickly grew on me. Like, obviously, I kind of went into it because I watched the OC, which she was in there as this spoiled, bratty little bitch of a character. So I carried into that, and she started off very similar to her character in the OC, and I was just like, oh my god, here we go again. And then she easily became one of my favorite characters once she really got some good plot in there. Did you hear that Spider-Man No Way Home trailer is going to show at CinemaCon? I've heard that, but the thing that I've also heard is that we won't actually see it ourselves. It won't be public, so we might know, but we'll probably have some leaks and probably find out what happens in it, though. Don't worry about being out of wine. Got some white whiskey for both of us. Nice. I have a couple other bottles in there, but they taste like straight ass sweat, so I've been slowly getting through some of those. Best part of the Vandal Savage cross. She was one of the best parts of the Vandal Savage crossover. Yeah, 100%. You totally play Orion in the DC universe. It sounds familiar, but immediately I'm not getting an image coming to my mind. Oh, okay. I'm not all that familiar with this guy. I've seen him. I recognize him, but I haven't seen him too much. I don't have enough information on that guy. Hopefully Bane in the DCEU ain't going to be just some guy in a suit, but a guy who actually uses technology to grow larger. I'm dreaming. You mean, wait, what? What? I mean, he uses venom, the venom chemical, to get larger. Traditionally. I'm curious what you're talking about there, Larson. The problem is we've seen two very different versions of Venom. One where he just is just the brute, just the big, hulked up on venom and hulking, and he's got no brain. Then we've seen the other one where he's just a dude who's got all the strategy in mind. He's bulky enough as by human standards, but he's got like the intellect of Bane from the comics. We have yet to see the perfect amalgamation of Bane represented in live action yet. Next month there will be a con in Tom. Be a con in Tom? What? Oh, and Tom, Carlos, and Danielle are going to be there. That's cool. I really want to go back out and get into some bigger cons. I've never really been to a big one. Thank you, Science Girl. Or Sci Girl. For the super chat, for the little
streamer.
Super pair. Thank you. I appreciate that. Want to introduce production to Dune? Check out a YouTube channel on Quinn's Ideas. The guy has been talking Dune for almost a decade and has great intro videos. I'll probably watch it after the movie because I really want to go in to see this new film with a blank slate, like nothing, whatever, so I can judge it from that perspective. I don't want to like compare it to anything. I want to take it on its own merits and see how it works. And then I'll probably go and read and research a bunch of things just to kind of compare it. But I'll probably do that after the fact, if I remember, at least by that point. I got you, Larson. What's up, Super Bad? Bro, I don't know if you watch professional wrestling. I have not in a long time. Last night someone made a miraculous return to the ring. Was it Stephen Amell? To promote heels. I've watched his matches, the ones that he's come in for. I've watched those just because, obviously, the fan appeal to it. I came in and checked those out. But as far as like watching them or keeping up with them, I haven't watched them in, gosh, since I was a kid. Never heard your thoughts, but in my opinion, season 7 of Flash is the worst, hands down. Nickelodeon dialogue, uninteresting characters, plots, despise what Eric Wallace has brought to the show. Love you. No, I agree with that. It's definitely the worst season in my opinion, for sure. But yeah, didn't like the dialogue, the characters. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say the characters weren't interesting. The plots though were. I was pretty interested in like the forces in them on an individual level, but I think they were completely wasted. We didn't get to know August Hart. There's just a lot of things that disappointed me in season 7 for sure. I've heard of CM Punk. I just don't know who he is. Do I have any horror masks? I had a very shitty Michael Myers one, but I ended up tossing it out because it was just kind of like grody. I ordered it off of Amazon and it was just not very satisfactory. Fight the Day Batista was a WWE wrestler. It's great to use him. Yeah, man, he's a great actor too. Underrated actor. Really good. I think John Cena's finally starting to hit his stride. Like he's had I think in his roles, he's had a hard time like actually emoting and connecting to his characters in a lot of ways, so they all kind of feel the same. But like in Suicide Squad, I definitely felt like he became that character, and I really liked that. The Rock is The Rock in everything. He's almost always the exact same character. The only thing that really sells it is his charisma. So that was the final trailer for Marvel's Eternals. I thought it was great. Visuals were awesome. The setup was awesome. We finally got an idea of what the story is going to be, and I'm very intrigued. It looks gorgeous, it looks epic, sweeping. So it definitely piqued my interest. I was very on guard about it because like the earlier trailers and teasers were just kind of like eye candy and no substance. But I feel like that kind of finally gave us a little bit of that, and I'm actually excited for it this time around. Mainly Allegra Kramer and Godspeed, 100%. Kramer's story was just all over the place. Trying to think of actors who could play Man-Bat or Clayface. I don't know, man. Are you going to buy tickets to 21st anniversary of Scream? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go watch it. I'm definitely going to go watch it in theaters, man. Scream is one of my favorite horror franchises. Not my favorite, but one of my favorite. Really enjoyed the Godspeed arc. I mean, I liked it in comparison to what we got, but it was very disappointing on how it was handled. It was a vast improvement from what had been coming earlier in the season, but it was a little bit of a letdown. One, how he was defeated, and his characterization, how he only actually got the real August Hart for maybe 3 minutes of screen time total. James Gunn said that there will be R-rated MCU movies. Is there any truth to that? I think he's just saying that eventually it's got to be a truth. Eventually it's going to happen. He just assumes that eventually we will see something like that in the MCU. And they've at least confirmed so far that Deadpool 3 will be R-rated. But it won't be like a normal thing. You won't see a lot of R-rated MCU films. But yeah. Disney is very guarded with its properties. I'm very surprised that they're even considering making Deadpool R-rated. Do I think he is an underrated character? Yeah, I do. The Vision trailer was so cool. So excited for each anthology. Me too, man. I'm really excited for it. I think out of all of them, the one I'm maybe the least interested in is the little Astro Boy looking one. But we'll see. Who knows? I could be won over by that one. Grant Gustin has a baby girl. Well, congrats to Grant. I know that they finally had their kid here the other day. I didn't see what it was. Do you have any movie you'd want to make your own fan edit of? I've been getting into super into fan edits. Obviously, Star Wars Despecialized and the prequel trilogy anti-cheese edits are the most famous. Nothing that comes immediately to mind. Not right now, at least. Has there been any updates on The Boys Season 3? Outside of some things that it's going to kind of touch on, not a lot. I think we got a release date, but I can't remember. Yeah, no, nothing really new. We've got some interviews from Jensen Ackles, but I think that's pretty much it. It's a whole community around fan editing. One day, when I have time, I might make the effort to do a fan edit myself. You need to find the right film with the potential. 100%. If you do, I'd love to see it. Still think Melissa might be in the crossover, even though she's not in Vancouver right now. They're only on one episode of filming wise. Yeah, but she goes up there, she'll have to quarantine for 2 weeks. So streamer. It just depends on how they do that. Holy shit. Thank you, Peelings, for that super chat. Just wanted you to know, Omni, that I really enjoy your content and channel and hope you succeed with your goals and path in life. Thank you for helping me when I've been through a tough time in life. Cheers. Thank you so much for that. And I'm glad my dumb little channel has just me being here and wanting to voice my opinions on stuff has helped anybody. So thank you so much, Pellings. I'm glad I can be a little bit of escape for everybody. And yeah, I don't know what to do. Melissa has already dyed her hair. Oh God, yeah. If that's happened, yeah, it's probably very doubtful she'll be coming back. Woo! Didn't know that though. And they can always throw her in a wig. That always turns out great. But thank you again, Peelings, for that. Superman Lois been renewed for season 2 yet? Yeah, it was actually renewed for it was greenlit for a season 2, I think somewhere around episode 3. Curious how far behind chat Omni is today. I'm actually pretty caught up, Canada. You know why Supernatural ended? Probably because it's gone on way too damn long and they want to do something new. I don't know. I've never watched Supernatural. I've seen one episode, and the only reason I saw it was because it was like the only thing on TV one night. I was stuck at the ER. You're not a dumb little channel. You help a lot of us. Well, thank you, Steph. Didn't dye her hair. She stopped dyeing her hair. Correction! She's returned to her original hair color. I guess. What's up, Canada? How are you doing today? Guys, make sure you're in the Discord. Come hang out. I try to chat as often as I can with everybody. I think season 2 of Superman and Lois, they want to mention Kara and the other Ever shows. Well, I mean, according to what somebody said, the showrunner, Todd Helbing, said next season will have a lot more connection. So I bet so. Okay, just playing a game. There's no audio, so I'd like to listen to you all playing. What are you playing? What game are you playing? Is Thea Queen actually dead, or is she alive on Earth too? No, she's alive. We saw her. The end of Arrow in season 8. Thea's alive. Alive and well. It's a geography game. Who do you think will win the All Valley tournament in season 4? I think Cobra Kai will win. I think the Cobra Kai team will win. Let me get... Then, whenever we break on this stream, I will be back later tonight because I'm definitely wanting to get through the Ghost of Tsushima DLC that came out yesterday. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, and I'm going to be streaming that later tonight. So I thought she died on that island in season 5 or 6. Nope. No, she survived that. Hope we get Atrocicus and Green Lantern Corps HBO movie. Well, it's a show. The Green Lantern Corps thing on HBO is a show. But he might be in there. Who knows? It has not been confirmed yet, but it's possible. Yeah, I've been having some I don't know if I've been having issues with my capture card or if it was just with the capture card software that I used to preview it. So hopefully the stream goes smoothly. We will find out. We will be testing it. I ordered a new capture card just in case anyway. So we'll see. Just as like an update. Just want to try something else out and see how it goes. Haven't had a chance to catch anything for the Flash shoots yet. Didn't it start shooting season 8 a couple days ago? You're under Nooch. Oh, well, thanks for joining, Steph. I'll definitely be here tonight. Watch your ghost stream. Nothing public yet, or at least nothing that's been found. Okay, some probably sets, inside stuff so far then. I didn't buy the Eternals' excuse for not interfering with Thanos. It's one of those hand-wavy continuity things they have to do because everything in the interconnected universe. I buy it because if they disobey, typically what happens is the Celestials will come and erase the experiment. If they disobey, the Celestials will usually come and wipe out all life on the planet completely and just start over. Because that's kind of what their thing is. Anytime they start an experiment, which is what they are there on Earth for, if it goes awry or does not go according to plan, they will just come and wipe it out and start again. So you don't really want to fuck with the Eternals too much, or the Celestials too much, unless you have a good reason. Do you think Stargirl can cross over with other Arrowverse shows? Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a possibility down the line at this point. Because yeah, the Celestials are a bunch of super powerful, omniscient dickbags. Pretty much. And the one that gave them the order was the leader of the Celestials. So they're probably, I mean, I would imagine they would probably not want to be wiped out along with it. And they've probably grown attached to Earth at this point. Which is why the fact that Earth was able to stand up for itself without them is going to be what motivates them to finally kind of stand up for the home that they've made where they are. You know? Know that at least 2 of the days for sure were at a studio, because I went by there to see if they were working there or not. Not sure about the other 3 days. I'm sure you'll find something eventually, man. Heard that No Him trailer probably drop online Monday. If it drops online, it'll be leaked more than likely, because the event that is happening Monday is supposed to be private and for business purposes. So we'll see. We'll see. Those things are supposed to be behind closed doors and for investors, not for the public. So if it ends up being public, somebody fucked up. I definitely won't be able to react to it if it leaks, because obviously they've been getting increasingly strict about those types of things and hitting people with strikes, and I can't get a strike on the channel. I don't have any right now. I can get 3, but if you get 3, your channel gets shut down, and I don't want to even tempt that, because I put too much work in this whole thing. Did my last comment not go through? Not the one you read, the previous one. What was, which one? Definitely be here tonight to watch your ghost stream. I thought I've read all of them. I read the super chat. Don't worry, being out of wine, got some whiskey for both of us. I think I've read all of them. If I didn't, put it again. Okay, now that you've explained it, it's actually a great reason. Gives them motivation with the storyline of the movie. Yeah, I was like, yeah, the Celestials are assholes. The Me Too one. I don't see it. Me Too. Repost it so I can make sure that I get it out of the way. What's up, Inverse? Wait, why is there only 18 people here? That's BS. I mean, it's just who can make it today. Live streams are always pretty small in general. Heard they drop it in the morning, like 8 a.m. because Sony doesn't want people to leak it to the public. We'll just have to keep an eye on things. I'm sure we'll get the synopsis of the trailer at the very least. We might get a shitty quality leak of it. Who knows? It'll end up in the ether if the trailer does premiere at it. But I won't do a reaction to it until it officially gets released, because I don't want to risk the channel getting endangered. Might see the Protege tonight if I don't find anything to do. If you do, let me know how it is, since I can't leave the house for now. The Eternals trailer reminded me of that Adam Warlock is still cooking in his cocoon somewhere. Can't wait for that plot thread to unravel someday. If it does, that's like the second time we've seen his cocoon in 2 different iterations of it. So hopefully it comes back around for something. I'm surprised it didn't come up in Endgame, since he played kind of a big part in the Infinity Saga, but it is what it is. Maybe it'll come back around eventually. They've gotta at some point, right? Maybe he'll show up in Guardians 3. You gonna watch the new Candyman movie? Hell yeah. I'm gonna try and find time to do like a refresh. Like, I watched a couple of like recaps of the movies, but I actually want to like watch them again to kind of get refreshed more than what a recap can do. But taking the vaccine, what the fuck? Aid. 1, yes, I'm fully vaccinated, but that is not a name that I like, so. Anyway, I don't like Sony's marketing ever since Homecoming. They gave away so many of the plot points, it spoiled the whole movie for me. I've avoided No Way Home leaks. And still only watched the first trailer. Yeah, unfortunately, I've seen like a bunch of the stuff that's come out, like the t-shirts, the artwork that's come out, like the official artwork that's come out before the trailers come out. Yeah, it's crazy, man. If you don't see Dr. Octopus or Elektra in the trailer, even though they're in the movie, I would be disappointed. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see them. I don't think we'll see them in the initial trailer. Maybe we will. But I feel it to be very story focused or centric. If anything, it might just be even like a little teaser. So I don't know. Posted this after I sent the super chat. Do you collect any horror stuff? Mostly just the films themselves. I've got the Friday the 13th collection. I've got the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. I've got the Halloween collection. Yeah, I kind of stock up on just the films themselves. I don't have any memorabilia though. But I do want like the official like Michael Myers mask they put out a while back. It was always sold out any of the times I've tried to get it. And it's not very cheap either. So I definitely want those. It's all up to you, but you should get some moderators to help you with your chat in case of spams or something. Yeah, I know. Even most of the moderation in my Discord is mostly me too. I feel like as soon as the No Way Home trailer drops online, the internet will explode. 100%. 100% for sure. People are going to lose their shit, man. One way or the other. They will be either too disappointed that it doesn't show enough, or they'll be disappointed that it shows too much. Like, it's going to be one of those things that at this point it's going to be a little insane. If I ever see a No Way Home story in my YouTube feed, I just unfocus my eyes and scroll past real quick. Don't know if I can avoid everything until December. Gotta keep trying, my dude. Gotta keep trying. Are you looking forward to see Shang-Chi? I don't know why your thing's not coming through, Peelings. Because I saw where you said I posted this after I sent the super chat, and then nothing else. And then that comment where you said, okay, it looks like it didn't go through. Oh, well, that's fine. I don't know. I mean, even if it was getting like flagged for some reason, it should still ask me to approve it. I don't have anything held for review or anything, so I don't know what the hell's going on there, man. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's not letting you send that message. Am I looking forward to seeing Shang-Chi? Sorry, Shang-Chi? Yes, I am. I can't wait to see it. Everything I'm hearing about it sounds awesome, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. Just saw Simu Liu on Dish Granted over on The Watcher, and that was a lot of fun. That was really fun to watch that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am. I like martial arts films, so it definitely is going to lean into that, and I can't wait to see how it is. I've heard it's got some of the best action in the MCU as far as hand-to-hand combat, so I hope it lives up to that hype that's coming out about it. Let's remember what happened the last time. There were too many villains in the last Spider-Man 3. My expectations are staying low. Yeah, but my argument against that is we've seen a bunch of movies at this point that have had a shit ton of heroes, and the story still stays fluid and congruent and works just fine. This is just going to be the flip side of that, where it's just the villains. I don't think anything in the MCU so far has ever really felt overpacked, or that anybody wasn't underutilized or overutilized or anything like that. It's always been fairly balanced. That's not really something that back when Spider-Man 3 happened that it was ever really that big of an issue. It seems like Sony just has an issue with that in general, because they couldn't handle 2 villains in Amazing Spider-Man 2 and balance that out. But so far, nothing that Kevin Feige has had his hands on has really had that problem to me. So that there being too many people in the movie isn't a huge thing for me. I heard they were supposed to, or at least not really a concern for me. Heard they were supposed to get a trailer for the Hawkeye show this month or next month, maybe during the Emmys. I haven't heard anything about when we might get a Hawkeye trailer, but I'm curious to see when it would come around. Yeah, it usually takes me a little while to like pick out who I'd be okay with being a moderator and whatnot. Just cause I'm very stingent about who I pick for certain things like that. So like, as long as people are consistently here most of the time and don't do anything dumb, I would be fine with it. So we'll just kind of see. The streams most of the time don't get too out of hand or have that many people in here for me to not be able to handle it myself most of the time. That's okay, homie. It was very heartfelt about my gaming channel. Maybe I should go. It's nice hanging out with you, though. Hey, I mean, you don't have to go. I was like, there's no reason to go, but like, if it's not coming through in here for some reason, come in the Discord and send it to me there. I'm young, so I'm never busy, and I'm always here. And I've never had any issues with you either, Larson, so I'll think about it. Most of the times, like I said, like the streams themselves aren't a huge concern, especially the ones where we're talking, because I can kind of see the chat as we're going along, and we don't really have that many viewers in here at any given time most of the time for like the live stream. So like I can keep up with it pretty easily, unless I'm playing a game, which we're not at the moment. So we'll just kind of see. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Do you think the Snyderverse will be restored? No. Maybe with Discovery being in charge of everything now, it's possible. But again, I don't see why it can't be. It doesn't need to be the main continuity. If they want to follow through with what they had, they are embracing the multiverse. Just allow it to continue beside it, parallel to it. It doesn't have to be your main continuity, but you can still give it for the fans that want to see it through. Like, it's just like, doesn't make sense to me that they wouldn't altogether when they're trying to open this gate to the multiverse. Like, again, it doesn't have to be your main continuity. If you want to stick to what you've got, do it. And then you can give everybody who wants it their own little playground to play in. I mean, you're doing it with the Batman. You're doing it with these other films that are playing in their own playground somewhere else. There's just no reason not to do it, and it just seems that it's petty that they're wanting to do it. It's like, it's the multiverse. Anything can happen except for that. Except for that. Fuck that. It just seems so petty, you know? Thoughts on Kevin Feige appointing someone to be in charge of animation and saying he's trying to scale back Marvel's reliance on him as the sole person in charge. I understand why, because I gotta imagine he's probably one of the busiest people working today. I just hope it's somebody that he trusts and somebody that will work in close connection and collaboration with him, because it can very easily start to stray away from this tight-knit feeling that it's had up until this point. So I get it, but there's also a risk that comes with that, because I think that one of the things that's helped the MCU stay so consistent is his oversight. And if we start to weaken that or loosen that in any of these corners, who knows where it could go from there. Did you hear about what Kevin Feige said about Avengers and why we won't see it anytime soon? I did, and it makes sense. It's pretty much exactly what I expected. I don't expect us to see a huge team-up thing for a while. DC needs someone like Kevin Feige to fix their whole universe. Definitely, 100%. Been saying that for years, man. They need somebody that cares about the stuff they are making, and has a plan and an idea and a vision. And I still don't feel like we have that right now, but that's why some of the films are so hit or miss. Some are good, some are not, some are whatever, some are okay. Some feel completely disconnected, some are completely disconnected. Right now, it just feels like DC is just trying to throw whatever they can at the dartboard and hope something sticks. And honestly, until they prove otherwise, that's honestly what it feels like the reason that they're embracing the multiverse is for. So that they don't have to be adhered to these stories. So if something doesn't work, they can just not follow up on it. You know, we can just reboot. The multiverse is the perfect excuse to just instant reboot something the second there's a failure. They can ignore the failure and move on to something else. It seems like I get the feeling that the multiverse for DC right now is just a crutch and not part of the story or a purpose with some grand thing that like Marvel's got going on right now. I could be wrong though. We'll see though. Were you disappointed with the Taskmaster reveal in Black Widow? I wouldn't say I'm disappointed. I was disappointed in how the Taskmaster was utilized. The reveal I kind of saw coming even before I went into the movie, because based on some comments that I had seen from people who had seen the movie early, I kind of already expected that the Taskmaster we're seeing isn't going to be the comic book Taskmaster, so I was already kind of prepared for that. And then once the story started to get going, I already kind of figured out who it was going to be, so I wasn't too disappointed, but they didn't play a big role into anything at all, and that's what disappointed me the most, is that they weren't really used very creatively. That was the disappointment for me. I think DC should lean into the Elseworlds branding instead of the multiverse. That could work, but again, that still kind of gives you the same thing of the crutch. You know, that gives them the excuse to just kind of like dip and roll on something if it doesn't work. I still want a connective tissue in the DC line. I don't want everything to be disconnected. I want a world where the Justice League interacts and exists together and builds up to these team events. I want that in there. I'd like these side stories too, but I don't feel like they care about what's going on. DC being here for 8 years and having only 11 movies, with Marvel being out for 13 and having 24. Yeah, man, there you have it, man. You just see how it's kicking off. Greg Berlanti should be DC's Kevin Feige. He is already that for the Arrowverse, and he has almost single-handedly kept the continuity straight before Crisis. It's true. And he's moving more into HBO now with his control over those DC films. He runs Titans, he runs Doom Patrol, he runs the Green Lantern show that's coming out. So, I mean, it's like, he is that on TV. He's their Kevin Feige on TV, but it seems like his overlords are really what holds him back most of the time. Heard that there could be a Marvel versus DC crossover. James Gunn said he pitched it to Marvel at one point, but they hadn't actually taken it seriously. And then Kevin Feige mentioned it earlier, saying, look, you never say never. So I don't think it's going to ever happen, but who fucking knows? No crossover. Gross. No, thank you. Yeah, I would prefer for them to stay separate. There's already too much of a Marvel versus DC thing, and I think that would be such a divisive movie to have. As fun as it would be for us who love both, that would be one of those ways to really stir the pot and kind of create some unnecessary tension, I think. Then the general populace who thought these things were separate would be really confused. Like the people that don't really know the comics, who think Batman and Spider-Man already are in the same world. That would just kind of like further cement that in some people's heads. Be kind of funny though. I mean, I'd like to see it maybe animated. I don't know if I would want to see it live action. I mean, I would if they did it. I don't know. I'm more than happy with them staying separate. Am I going to watch How I Met Your Father? They released the cast for it. We'll see. I don't know. I'll probably check it out, but you know, I don't know how connected it is yet because we don't really have a lot of information about the show. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and start getting ready for dinner, and then I will put up a notification either on Discord or on my socials, or just kind of keep an eye on the channel. You might get a notification when I'm going live for Ghost of Tsushima later today. It'll be later in the evening. It'll probably be around like 9 or 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, more than likely. So kind of keep an eye out, and I'll be hanging out to play then. But guys, thanks for the chat. Thanks for the super chats. It's been fun as always. But I will catch you guys a little bit later. Take care, gang.